Hello guys, in this video we are going to do a reverse shell with CrackMapExec. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and download the Invoke PowerShell TCP one line by Nishan. So let's go ahead and look that up. Invoke, I believe it's PowerShell TCP by Nishan. A good friend of mine. So this PowerShell one line, let's see, it's not this one. Let's go ahead and go to shells. I want to get the Invoke PowerShell TCP one line. There we go. So you can either, if you just read a little bit into it, you can either use this one liner or this one liner. You could use either one of them and either one of them would work. What you just have to do is leave one uncomment and leave the other one commented. So the one that you want to use, you just want to uncomment and add your IP and also the port where you are listening to on that listener, right? So let's go ahead and go to raw, and we're going to copy this and we're going to download it into our tools. So wget paste, and then what I want to do, let's go to an ls, see what we have. Let's go ahead and change the name. So we're going to do mf or mv, and we are going to change the name to just invoke.ps1 to make it a lot easier. If we do an ls, now it should be invoke.ps1. We just rename it. So now what we want to do is first go ahead and get our IP address. So ifconfig, my IP address where I'm going to be catching that reverse shell, it's going to be this one, my computer, my computer IP address. Then after that, I want to just go ahead and use nano invoke, and I want to uncomment this. I also want to remove this just because I'm cool like that. I don't want all the extra space or needed space. Awesome. We can leave the other line there. And in here, I want to paste that IP address that I just copied, which is the IP address on my local machine. And I'm going to be listening. I can leave 4444. That's fine. I'm going to be listening on 4444. All right. So let's go ahead and save that. If you do a cats invoke ps1, you can see it in here, my IP address and port 444 where we're going to be listening at. So clear this out. So I want to go ahead and open a new tab, and this tab, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put it over here, and I want to make this big, and I want to open another tab, and it's gonna be, let's just put it over here, right? Oh, so why did it make it bigger? I didn't want that. Come on. That. Alright, that should be good. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hosting this file over here that we just created on an HTTP server, and it's going to be a Python 3 HTTP server. So let's go ahead and do that over here. That's where the server is going to be running. So you want to do a Python 3 -m HTTP .server, and we are going to be listening, right? We are going to be running an HTTP server on my local machine, and my local machine is the IP address that we added to that invoke.ps1, which is this one, right? So we can go ahead and just copy that for now, clear this out. So And over here, I'm going to be listening with an NC LVP on port 4444, which is a port that we configure on the invoke.ps1, right? We are going to do that. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be executing this via PowerShell, right? So we are going to get this file from the server, and it's going to download it from my server, HTTP server that I have over here, and then it's going to execute it. And whenever it executes that, it's going to send me a reverse shell to my machine, and I'm going to be able to connect to that server. And the server that we are going to be connecting to, it is going to be that 192.168.1.54 server. So how do we do that? Well, the way that we do that, let's go ahead and clear this out. We want to make this bigger so you guys can see it. Hopefully, there you go. We want to run CrackMapExec. We are going to be using the WinRM module. Then I want to say that I want to run it on that 54, and we are going to be using the user IPSEC that we have been using. The password is password 12345, and then over here I want to say that I want to run an execution. I want to execute a command, and the command that I want to execute is actually it's going to tell the server to download this tool, right? To download this tool and to execute it. And whenever it executes that tool on this server, it's going to send me a reverse shell down here. Really cool. So I'm going to just go ahead and copy and paste this command that I'm going to be running. Copy and paste it. And like I said before, whenever you do a uppercase X, it is going to be a PowerShell script, and that's what I want to run. It's going to be a PowerShell, not PowerShell script, a PowerShell command that we're going to be running. And if it is a lowercase x, it is going to be a command line. It's going to be for the command line when a lowercase x, and uppercase x is going to be PowerShell that we're going to be using. So this is going to do is that we are going to be running a new object, a new net.web client download string. So we're going to download this over here, 192.168.1.223, which is my current IP address, and it's going to download that invoke.ps1 script that we edited. So let's go ahead and start listening over here. Down here, listening on port 4444. So we have that listener over here. We also have that web server running over here. So let's go ahead and execute this, and then let's see what happens. It's executing. You can see that I was able to download it. You can see it got it, and then we got a connection down here for 192.168.1.54. Let's go ahead and open that up, and there we go. So as you can see, we are inside the IPSEC documents. So if we do a CD and we go back and we go to CD desktop, and if we go to dir, you can see that text document that we created earlier, that we added earlier, and user.txt. You can see the users that we added to that text document, if you guys remember that. So we don't have clear. Okay. So let's go ahead and run that again. We can always just run that again. We should just get it back. There we go. Connected. Awesome. And what can we do from here? From here, we can just do a host name, so you can actually see that we are in that web, right? You can also do an IP config all. You can see the 192.168.1.54 IP address. You can see the default gateway that it is using. It's the domain controller. Okay. What else can we do? We can, you can do a little bit more of enumeration from here that we are going to go over that on another video, but I can go ahead and show you what we could do from over here. You can see the net user, who am I all. This one will show you everything we have. So we have everything because we are the domain admin, right? So if we do a who am I groups, you can see that I am part of the administrator. Who am I should be IPSEC. What else can we do? You can do a net local group. You can see all the local groups on this machine for the web server, or for the server named web, right? What else can you do? You can see who is in the net local group, and if you want to just specify a group like administrators, you can see who belongs to that administrator. You can see that who is part of the administrators, or the local admins. The domain admins are part of the administrators. Also IPsec is part of the administrators. Okay, so this is all for this video, guys, I believe, and that's how you can get a reverse shell for that machine. And you can see over here you got completed beans. So that's how you do a reverse shell with PowerShell. I'm going to also show you how to later on how to do a PowerShell or a reverse shell using MS Venom. Yeah, I think it's going to be either MS Venom or yes, I believe, I cannot recall. So I'm going to show you how to do different web shells or different reverse shells with CrackMapExec. So thank you guys for watching.